News 5 Live. A Christmas Eve murder in St. Bite. A domestic altercation leads to stabbing death of a 23-year-old. The sugar crop is set to begin on Monday with no formal agreement between the cane farmers and the millers. And highway collapse on the Philip Golson. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development quickly responds to the erosion of pavement into the Belize River. Details of these stories and more coming up in tonight's newscast.
It's almost lunchtime and Alice is getting hungry and forgot to bring cash. She remembers that eCash now has a geolocation feature in which she can easily view the eCash merchants near her, especially restaurants. Her co-workers also ask her to order food for them.
Chicken chow mein, please, and a Coke.
The merchant sends her the payment link. She taps confirm, and within a few minutes, her food is delivered. Alice then views her transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made. Then taps the split the bill button where she selects the unevenly option and moves the bar to the desired amount per person. The request is then sent to her friends. Her colleagues accept the request and are ready to enjoy their meals. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash make Alice's life a whole lot easier.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Nestle. Start healthy, stay healthy.
Beep Disinfectant Spray is certified by a U.S. EPA compliant lab to kill the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Beep for a happy, healthy home.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, December 24th. I am Sabrina Daly. A domestic disturbance in St. Bite Village overnight has resulted in the stabbing death of a 23-year-old. It is reported that Jorge Tremino, the ex-boyfriend of Linda Vigil, visited her home on Thursday night, and despite all efforts to leave the residence, he kept preventing her from doing so. When she was finally able to leave the house and made it to the police station, there was no officer on duty to take her complaint. She made her way home, only to find her new boyfriend, Namid Mesh, inside the residence. Shortly thereafter, Tremino returned and an altercation between the two men ensued. Mesh was fatally stabbed during the incident. Communications Director Fitzroy Yearwood shares more details, including an internal investigation as to why the officers on duty abandoned their post last night.
We have an unfortunate murder in the village of St. Bite, where Linda Vigil reported that she was at home when her ex-common law, Jorge Tremino, entered her home. I must mention that they have been separated for in excess of 2 months, and while she asked him to leave, he didn't want to do so. And every time she made an attempt to leave the home, he blocked the entrance/exit. She managed to get out of the apartment and walk to the St. Bite police station. Unfortunately, when she got there, the police was not there. And I must make mention that the Commissioner of Police have ordered an internal investigation as to why there was no officer on duty at that station at the time. And he believed that if that officer was at his post, we could have prevented this unfortunate incident that led to the taking of the life of Namid Felito Mesh, 23-year-old. To get back to it, Miss Vigil, when she didn't meet the police, went back home. When she got home, her common law, her new common law, Mr. Mesh, was there, and Mr. Tremino returned, forced his way into their apartment. Because he was familiar with that home, he got a knife from the kitchen where he inflicted several stab wounds to Mr. Mesh. Mr. Tremino then proceeded to wash the knife in the same home, leaving it behind, and fled the scene. Ms. Vigil got help from the neighbors, and the police arrived on the scene and transported Mr. Mesh to the polyclinic in Placentia, where he succumbed to his injuries. Mr. Mesh has since been transported to the Southern Regional Hospital, where his body awaits a post-mortem examination.
What can you tell us about Mr. Tremino and his detention?
Yes, he was detained shortly after this incident, and we are certain that charges will be levied against him rather sooner than later. No?
The sugar crop is set to begin on December 27th, without a consensus on how the BSCFA and the ASR-BSI will reach a new commercial agreement. In an attempt to start the sugar crop after a one-week delay, the Sugar Industry Control Board has agreed to gazette the start of the crop for Monday. But the labor dispute between BSCFA and ASR-BSI that contributed to the delay remains a live issue. The existing commercial agreement between both parties expires on January 19, 2022. Without a commercial agreement, BSCFA farmers will not be able to deliver sugarcane to the mill. Yet, due to opposing views on matters within the commercial agreement, a new agreement is yet to be signed. Several proposals are on the table to allow for the sugar crop to commence. One proposal is for both parties to sign a one-year interim agreement to allow for negotiations to continue and for a new agreement to come into effect at the start of the 2023-2024 sugar crop. The second came as a proposal from the government of Belize on Thursday. In a letter to BSI and BSCFA dated December 23rd from the Officer of the Prime Minister, a proposal was made to have both parties engaged in good faith negotiations. Beginning in January 2022 that is, with a view to conclude a new commercial agreement before the 30th of April 2022. In the intervening time, GOB proposed that the current commercial agreement will continue to apply to the delivery of processing of sugar cane. The proposal notes that if an agreement is not reached by April 30th, BSCFA will not be permitted to deliver sugarcane to the mill. The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, in a release today, says that it finds the government of Belize's proposal favorable with one condition. Their condition is that the interim agreement contains a provision for an automatic extension of the expiry date from April 30th, 2022 to August 1st, 2022 to allow for circumstances that require such an extension. BSCFA says the April 30th proposed deadline puts its members at a great disadvantage if they will not be able to deliver their crop after that date, in the event an agreement is not reached. But in keeping the sugar crop start date of December 27th, BSCFA is calling on its members to deliver clean and mature cane to the mill on Monday. BSCFA, in its release, assures its members that it will continue to pursue terms for the new commercial agreement, which are beneficial to its members. ASR-BSI, on the other hand, has not indicated its position on GOB's proposal. We will continue to follow these developments. The Sugar Industry Control Board says it is confident that an agreement will be met between BSCFA and ASR-BSI by the end of April. Marcos Osorio, chairman of the Sugar Industry Control Board, spoke with our colleagues at CTV3 via Zoom on Thursday.
This agreement was reached in good faith, thanks to the intervention of the Prime Minister of our country. And we also believe that BSI, ASR, and BSCFA will engage in negotiations in good faith for the good of our industry, for the good of our cane farmers. So we see that there will be no need to reach end of April with no agreement. BSI, ASR have also been saying in all media, we are all aware, that they have the best interest of the industry and farmers at the foremost. So in that view, I believe that this agreement was reached, like I said, thanks to the intervention of our Prime Minister, and also that good faith will be the guiding rule in the process of negotiations during the period of the extension of the contract. So I also want to say that we want to believe that BSI, ASR, like BSCFA, will put their part and act in the best interest of our industry and, by extension, our cane farmers that are the foundation of this sugarcane industry in northern Belize.
When we reached out to ASR-BSI for comment, we were told they have no comments at this time. We continue to follow. We also heard from Minister of Agriculture Jose Abelardo May, who told us over the phone that the government will be part of the negotiations every step of the way. He says that they too are confident that a new commercial agreement will be reached by the end of April of 2022. In the meantime, farmers and the miller welcome the opening of the sugar crop.
It will begin with a rollover of the existing contract up to the end of April. But during this time, government will be very much engaged with the stakeholders to ensure that negotiations are ongoing and that both parties are negotiating in good faith. We are confident that by the end of April, there will be a new agreement and that our stakeholders will be satisfied. That's what governments do. This is totally a private sector matter, but government is there to facilitate the process. And that is what governments do. That is what the previous government ought to have done, and they did not. We have used this opportunity to facilitate the process, and that in the end, we are very hopeful that the agreement will be met and that our stakeholders will be satisfied with the new agreement. It's going to be a slow start. Usually it's a slow start. The weather is improving. The sugar roads are being repaired. So I think that a day or two delay will not hurt as much, but we need to get the crop going to ensure to get all sugarcane into the mill.
Coming up, traffic backs up on the Philip Gosen Highway after a portion of road washes away into the nearby river.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God?" Here is a question that many have dared to ask, often in times of distress and uncertainty and trouble. I once heard of a mother who was having trouble with one of her small boys, and she asked her neighbor what she did when having a similar problem with her son. She replied, "I sent him to the priest." Therefore, the distraught mother made an appointment and carried her son to see the priest. The young boy was ushered into a room to meet the priest. He looked around and saw all kinds of different icons, and then the priest walked in with his strange-looking robe on and said to the young boy, "Where's God?" The young boy just stared in fear. The priest said a second time, "Where is God?" The boy was frightened and continued to stare. A third time, the priest said, "Son, I said, where is God?" This time fear gripped the little fella, and he ran out to the waiting room where his mother and other brother were, and the brother said, "What is wrong?" He replied, "God is lost, and they think we did it." Well, dear friend, God is not lost, but I can tell you where He is. The Lord is nigh unto them of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. If you're hurting, then call upon the Lord, and you will find He is near and ready to help. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
As you reflect on love and life during the Christmas season, think about this. On average, almost 70 Belizean sons, brothers, and fathers crash and die on our highways every year. Unsafe drivers also take the lives of innocent passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists. Now our young men are dying in motorcycle crashes. The top two reasons by far for all these deaths are negligence and loss of control. Join the Department of Transport, the Police Department, and the Road Safety Project this Christmas season in showing that you care about your passengers and other vulnerable road users on the highways. Drive a little slower. Drive with more attention and focus on safety. Be prepared for more traffic checkpoints as we work to reduce speed and eliminate drunk driving, making our roadways safer. This Christmas season, give the gift of life and make Belize feel the love. A message from the Second Road Safety Project.
Congrats to all November winners of BEL's Customer Rewards. Gilberto Vasquez won the choice of a family vacation to Grand Caribe or a $1,500 grocery voucher. And Fido Borano won the choice of a family vacation to Blue Zen or a $1,500 grocery voucher. Winners of an $800 grocery vouchers are Roberta Canal from San Pedro, Leonila Thompson from San Ignacio, Gabrielle Aldana from Punta Gorda, Luis Najarro from Orange Walk, John Musham from Independence, Clara Cuellar from Ladyville, Polita Bull from Dangriga, Lorenza Suazo from Corozal, Rizden Martinez from Belmopan, Lillian Lino from Key Cocker, and Dorothy Augustine from Belize City. Remember, you have more chances to win big in December with BEL's Customer Rewards. To qualify, all your residential or social electricity accounts must have no arrears by December 31st, 2021 to get a chance to win one of 10 great prizes.
From all of us at Digi, our national telecom, thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you for your confidence and loyalty this year.
Thank you for allowing us to serve you during these extraordinary circumstances.
Thank you for your partnership and allowing us to deliver our promise of transformative technology and high-quality products.
Thank you for contributing to our national telecom's strong financial results.
Thank you for helping keeping us safe while serving you.
Thank you for inspiring us to achieve innovative development in the last 12 months. And we're just getting started.
Our achievements were made possible this year, thanks to your trust in our national telecom.
We've worked very hard to keep you at the center of everything that we do, and there's still more that can be done. But with our commitment to our core values of customer focus, Digi, our national telecom, will continue to deliver. On behalf of the Board of Directors, management, and staff, we thank you for the trust you have placed in us, and we look forward to serving you in 2022.
Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022 from your friends and family at Digi, our national telecom.
Saludos navideños. Me encanta la temporada navideña porque incluso al cruzar el puente de nuestra división política o más allá de los desacuerdos sociales y económicos, hay una cosa segura y es que la luz de Cristo es mayor. En ese espíritu de la Navidad, presionemos para encontrar soluciones a nuestros conflictos. En todo el mundo y en todas nuestras regiones, en cada ciudad, pueblo y aldea, celebramos el nacimiento de nuestro Salvador, el niño de Betlehem. En ese día lleno de luz, resuena el anuncio profético del capítulo 9 de Isaías, porque nos ha nacido un niño, se nos ha dado un hijo, y el gobierno estará sobre el hombro, y su nombre se llamará Consejero Maravilloso, Dios Poderoso, Padre Eterno, Príncipe de la Paz. En Belice tenemos una sólida base cultural y espiritual para desearnos una bendita y feliz Navidad. Cada vez que los hacemos, afirmamos el don de amor y la paz. La Navidad es un momento perfecto para celebrar la familia, la amistad y la alegría. Es una época en la que celebramos con la comida y bebida, risas y amor. La poeta Maya Angelou dijo, aplaudimos y damos la bienvenida a la paz de la Navidad. Le pedimos a esta buena temporada que espere un rato con nosotros. En esencia, esta es la temporada en la que amamos a los demás. El nosotros, no el yo, hace posible la Navidad. Así que, de mi familia a la suya, les deseo a todos una Navidad bendecida, segura, llena de amor y de felicidad.
A section of the Philip Gosen Highway near Mile 7 has washed away. The embankment collapsed into the Belize River, along with a significant portion of the pavement. It caused a backup in the flow of traffic on the main thoroughfare as commuters headed to and from the city. But the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing quickly responded to the area and began with remedial works. Those efforts continued today, and News 5 spoke with Chief Engineer Lennox Bradley about what happened, especially since millions of dollars were spent on the upgrade of the highway back in 2016.
It appears that the undercurrents from the Belize River undermined the revetment wall that was supporting the road structure on the Philip Gosen Highway near Mile 7. And that made the wall be compromised. It has effectively reduced the usable width of the road for a 300-foot section or thereabouts at Mile 7. And so we intervened last night to try contain further undermining of the road at that section there, and try to control any settlement. We do expect that there will be a bit more settlement because the angle of repose has to be achieved for the material that is there before the settlement reduces to an acceptable level. And therefore we are monitoring it.
There have been perennial issues with that area where the road has collapsed in the past and fixed. Like the area around Mile 4, there is also unevenness as a result of sinking along the stretch of the highway. Back in 2009, that section was reconstructed, but as we found out from Chief Engineer Lennox Bradley, it was not included in the upgrade of the Philip Gosen Highway back in 2016. Bradley says that the impact from an accident late last week created a cavity in the area, and the undercurrents further undermined the integrity of the PAL system.
If you recall, in 2009, we had to reconstruct that same section there, the revetment wall of that section, because it had failed. We do have under the Belize River a sort of a compressible, predominantly silty material. In 2009, when we had a failure of that section of the wall, and it's the exact same piece of section that has failed last night. We had, as part of the solution, and because speed was important there, people wanted to see action. We were pressured into putting an option there that was more or less temporary in nature, although it has given us nearly 11 years of life, no? But what we did there at that time was drive pre-stressed concrete piles at intervals, and we had some plastic sheet piles. And that was basically the essence of that design there, to contain the road structure, protect the road structure there. The plastic sheet pile, by its very nature, we can't drive it too deep. And so basically it was at the surface of the riverbed there. And what has occurred last night was that the undercurrents in the river really had created a sort of a cavity in that section there. And if you recall, we had an accident recently that a vehicle ran into a BL pole there. And the vibration from that shock really had the material collapse there. And the embedment of the precast concrete pile, while we had about 15 feet embedment on average for most of the piles, because of the nature of material, that was insufficient to hold the revetment wall that we had there. That made the collapse imminent.
So what's the solution and timeline for when a permanent fix can be expected?
We plan to use H-piles. That's metal steel sections that would have a greater penetration in the type of soil that exists and predominates that area. Because the precast concrete pile, while it's 15 feet, because of the nature of material, that depth of embedment is not enough. The H-piles will give you far much more penetration that we require for a more permanent solution. Likewise, we want to get metal sheet piles that can be penetrated, that can penetrate in the silt material that exists there. So we'll have much more anchorage. And if we strap it properly, that will be of a much longer duration compared to what was built in 2009. I will readily admit that it will not be an easy fix, because one of the factors that are erratic is shipping. I mentioned metal parts like the H-pile and the metal sheet piles. Those have to be imported. So the shipping time is an area that we cannot really comment on. And we are saying that maybe the next three months so we could have some of those, or have the imported material in country. And then maybe a few weeks to complete the construction. But I really don't want to put a set time because of that shipping issue that we all are aware of.
After the break, we'll take you downtown where last-minute shoppers are stretching their dollars. And for motorists, a last-minute Christmas gift at the fuel pumps.
I stand here before you because I am serious about the reform agenda. I am serious about accountability, and I am serious about restoring public trust and confidence. I am serious about being a safeguard of our democracy. I am serious about ensuring the best public policies for the people of Belize.
Certainly I would like to thank the people of Mesopotamia, because I would not be here if they did not elect me to be their representative. Most importantly, happy holidays to the wonderful people in Mesopotamia, whom I have the distinct privilege and honor to be representing in this house.
is microplastics. For over a century, our ancestors have neglected the oceans. As a result, every food cycle on land and sea has been saturated with microplastics. And at Plastico, your trusted source for great meals, we pride ourselves on providing only the best in microplastics.
Just like Mom used to make it.
Wasn't your Plastico turkey delicious?
So tender.
It goes great with plastic soda.
You heard it, folks. Plastico turkey, your best and only option this Christmas.
We eat what we throw away. It all goes back into the oceans and then back to us as microplastics in everything we eat. Call for a strong single-use plastic ban in Belize. Our future depends on it.
Christmas. With the busyness that the season brings, take a moment to slow down and get a different perspective on the reason for the season. Celebrate Christmas with Sagebrush Church, December 26th at 10 a.m. right here on Belize Channel 5. Or visit sagebrush.church for service times and locations.
We have been a partner with Smart for over 10 plus years. We have a full Smart plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this Smart service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our Smart service, we pay an average of about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to Smart because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
Smart continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
Maggie, season's greetings.
Girl, Pat said that you that compliments of the season, girl.
Yes, girl. So how you did do? Girl, I'm here, Gary, girl, let go.
Girl, not too bad, you know. That's 6 months now, so we barely feel it. And you did do big Christmas shopping, though.
Yes, girl. You know, every year the whole family come over to my house, lot them out to feed. And Paul, even when we buy a new sofa set, I don't know who we're gonna try him first. And you done your big Christmas shopping?
No, girl, no kind of big shopping this year.
I totally understand.
Anyways, make I try come out of this place. Bye.
Not forget your tax receipt.
Receipt? For the liberty thing?
It no matter, for the sake of accountability, we have to know that for we tax money, they go where it's supposed to go. You don't know? Tax is important for the economy of every country. Taxes help pay for education, streets, and other government projects like grocery bag will benefit all of we. And you never know, when the economy pick up back, maybe Gary could even get back a job.
You know, you're right.
It's that time of year again. And whether you're buying gifts for loved ones, shopping for new furniture and appliances, or simply doing business as usual, the Belize Tax Service Department would like to remind you to always ask for a tax receipt with every purchase. Let us all do our part to ensure the further growth of Belize. Together we build our country, your contribution, our development.
It is Christmas Eve and the traffic downtown in downtown Belize City is bumper to bumper. Many are still out, about, and grabbing gifts for their loved ones at the 11th hour. Earlier today, we popped in at Cellular World and Debari to get an idea of some of the items that are in high demand this year. Not surprisingly, cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices are on everyone's Christmas list. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The shopping season is in full swing, and last-minute gift items are being purchased ahead of Christmas Day. Among the many presents that will find their way underneath the Christmas tree on Saturday are electronic devices. The rush for tablets, laptops, and cellular phones is at an all-time high, and businesses are doing their best to keep up with the overwhelming demand.
Christmas is always a big time for shopping, and at Cellular World we have a wide variety of electronics. You know, we go from speakers, headphones, TVs, phones, tablets, basically all the lifestyle gifts. You know, we see people coming in this year, they're looking for a lot more budget-friendly stuff. We had that in mind when doing our purchasing, so we ensured to keep a lot of affordable items so people can enhance their lifestyle with these everyday needs now of electronics. No?
At Debari, the floors are alive with downtown shoppers. Over the past few weeks, consumer electronics have been very much sought after.
When it comes to electronic devices, we have a lot. You know, we link up with the Samsung International, so we working along with them on the devices. The A series Samsungs, and we have you know, the catch is the 1 year warranty, which has been well received by the public on a whole. And apart from that, we have the tablets, the Fire 7, the 10, the 8, and so forth, from 189. You know, we have a different price range for each article. And apart from electronic devices, we have the Bluetooth speakers.
Despite a range of products on display, there have been issues with the ongoing supply chain crisis. It has severely slowed down the delivery of items that were ordered overseas.
We have a new shipment of clothing for the kids, let's say for the entire family, and well, that's what we are promoting at this time, you know. And people have been pouring into the store, very reluctant to get their items because, you know, today is Christmas Eve, and you know, you want to give that special gift to that person. So here we are. Of course, we're going to be open until a little bit after 8 tonight to accommodate everybody. Last minute shopping.
Cellular World is the licensed distributor of Samsung in the country. According to Karan Sabnani, the drive has been primarily towards handheld electronic devices.
We also see that tablets, given that, you know, schools are all online and the world has changed, tablets has been a big demand throughout this year, and we're seeing a surge in Christmas as well. I guess you know, all the kids are getting their tablets for hybrid learning coming up in January. So, you know, we've seen some traction. I must say it hasn't been as busy as Christmas is normally, but it's not been bad for us here at Cellular World. And like I said, we ensured to bring prices to the level that people can afford something for everyone in their house from Cellular World.
Aside from tablets and phones, customers are also going hard on footwear. That section of the bar is teeming with shoppers looking for the perfect shoe this Christmas.
The shoe section, if you notice when you come into the store, that has a lot of customers there. Well, the shoes, the electronics, household items. But I must say, between the shoes and the electronic department, we have been doing so good. And apart from the household items and clothing and so forth.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Many people return to the workplace this year. But with their return, there seems to be a degree of thriftier shopping, at least among those who were still making last-minute purchases today. News 5's Marian Ali visited 3 businesses and found that while the demands were for the traditional stuff, they were also for cheaper commodities.
The usual hustle and bustle at this time of year seems to have somewhat returned after COVID threw a damper on last Christmas. But at the 3 businesses where we stopped, we noticed that people were buying in smaller quantities. Over at Quality Poultry Products on North Front Street, small turkeys were in high demand.
A lot of people have been looking for the smaller size turkeys. There are some at the grocery stores. However, what's there today, if you don't find it by this evening, then there is not anymore. We are already sold out of the smaller size turkeys, right?
Interestingly, while things were just picking up when we stopped in at 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard, floor manager Jose Urbina Obando lamented that this year, Belizeans seem to be more reluctant to spend as much as they did for Christmas of 2020.
This year seems a little bit lower than last year's.
Lower?
Yes, because last year was a lot of people. This year, the percentage of people that usually come is kind of lower.
Wow, I wonder why that is.
Was how everything's going with, I guess now, the cost of living right now is going up. People are trying to save their money.
It is with this idea in mind that Robert Lightburn is offering what for many people is the staple in their Christmas dinner, the ham, in uniquely small packages to suit even the meekest of budgets.
I see that Belizeans, many times they can't afford 50, 60, 100. There's a few people that ask for extra large ham.
Okay.
Most of the people could only afford. So the base one is about $30, $35, but we still have some little smaller ones than that. Okay. We have as low as like $20.
And if you're not into the other white meat, Lightburn also does even less expensive chicken, turkey, and ducks, cured exactly as pork hams.
The chicken especially is a good seller because some of them chickens go as low as like $8. A 2-pound chicken is like $10.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Motorists who use premium fuel will be pleased when they go to the pumps on Christmas Day and discover that the price of that fuel will be somewhat cheaper. The Ministry of Finance announced today that on Christmas Day, the pump price of premium gasoline will decrease by 48 cents from $12.49 to $12.01 per gallon. The prices for regular gasoline, kerosene, and diesel will remain unchanged at $11.40, $7.62, and $10.45, respectively. When we come back, a warning against clubbing this Christmas.
Imagine a Belize that is open, a Belize in which you can move around freely, a holiday season with all your loved ones. This is possible if we all get the job done. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2022.
Season's greeting. How I love the holiday season, because even across the bridge of our political divide or beyond the social and economic disagreements, there's one thing for sure, and that is the light of Christ is greater. In this spirit of Christmas, let us press forward for solutions to our conflicts. Around the world and across our regions, in every city, town, and village, we celebrate the birth of our Savior, the boy from Bethlehem. On this day full of light, the prophetic proclamation from Isaiah chapter 9 resounds. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. In Belize, we have a strong culture and spiritual foundation of wishing each other a blessed and Merry Christmas. Each time we do this, we affirm the gift of love and peace. Christmas is a perfect time to celebrate family, friendship, and joy. It is a time when we celebrate the food and drink, laughter, and love. The poet Maya Angelou said, "We clap hands and welcome the peace of Christmas. We beckon this good season to wait a while with us." In essence, this is a season when we love others. We, not me, makes Christmas possible. So from my family to yours, I wish you all a blessed, safe, and Merry Christmas.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia.
Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos. Y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
The Royal Group of companies, of which Manisca is a part, believes in paying its fair share of taxes to support the economy and the government of Belize, which shows that we are good corporate citizens. It also makes good business sense because it saves us time and money. Our messenger is extremely happy as well because previously he had to stand in long lines that extended as far as the tax department gate. And now with this online filing, he no longer has to do this. Our employees are so happy to register individually, and at the end of the year they can check and see what they have paid, and then when it's time to file they can actually compare it with the tax department and get a fast response from the tax department. By us signing up and our individuals also signing up, it shows that we are good corporate citizens and we are doing the right thing for Belize.
Iris Belize, effortless, easy and efficient electronic tax services for everyone.
Proprietors of nightclubs, discotheques, and bars are cautioned that statutory instrument number 151 of 2021 prohibits these establishments from holding parties and related activities at this time. The caution comes from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, which in a press release issued today expressed concern about several advertisements in circulation promoting Christmas parties and New Year's celebrations at known nightclubs and bars in various locations across the country. The ministry refers everyone to Regulation number 16 of the SI, which states that, quote, for the purposes of preventing, controlling, containing, and suppressing the spread of infectious disease COVID-19, discotheques, bars, rum shops, and nightclubs shall be closed, unquote. The ministry adds that it will rely on the cooperation of the Belize Police Department and the owners of these business establishments to uphold the law in an effort to help prevent a COVID outbreak during the Christmas season and the New Year. The Belize Police Department will be working overtime this Christmas weekend, with officers patrolling the streets to ensure citizens' safety and to enforce curfew regulation. But they're also reminding the driving public to obey all traffic laws, especially when driving along the highways.
Road safety is of paramount importance, and our officers are out there as we speak delivering the safety pamphlets, the tips as to what you should do and not do during this festive season. We know that Christmas weekend begins on a Friday, which is today, and it will end on Monday. And we are urging people to observe the road traffic safety laws. Drive within the prescribed speed limit, which is 55 miles per hour on the highways and 25 miles per hour in villages and towns. Our people must understand drinking and driving is a no-go. We have seen in our recent months that a lot of these fatal traffic accidents can be attributed to consumption of alcohol. We encourage people that if you are drinking, don't drive. And if you are driving, please don't drink. If you decide to go and visit relatives, which we are discouraging you against because we still have the COVID protocol in place, please go somewhere where you can stay if you're consuming alcohol. We want people to be courteous while driving.
The police department is also advising against domestic violence this holiday weekend. With alcohol being consumed during this festive period, the likelihood of domestic violence is a real concern.
When it comes to domesticated incidents, because whenever people consume alcohol, it seems like, I don't know what they put in the alcohol in Belize, but tempers flare. And a lot of people reach their climax and cannot be stopped when they get into that rage. So we are trying to encourage people that if you're drinking alcohol, try to use the alcohol for what it's for a good feeling, be loving, not violent. And while I don't encourage anyone to drink, let's try to minimize the amount of friction, especially within your household. We know that the curfew hours will not change for the weekend. It remains as midnight for Friday and Saturday, and we go back to 11 on Sunday and Monday. So while the police department, I want to change a little from what the safety tip, we cannot have banquets or luncheons like other agencies or government department, but the Commissioner of Police have secured and given instruction that each police officer engaged on active duty on Christmas Day and on New Year's Day, they will be fed with a proper meal for lunch.
Up next, the reason for the season. The churches extend their annual Christmas message.
Over $600,000 can be yours. The Mega Bingo Progressive Jackpot has been getting bigger and bigger. You can win $613,169. Since Saturday's Christmas Day, there won't be any Mega Bingo game. So tune in on Wednesday, December 29th to win big. Get your Mega Bingo tickets for the next bingo game airing live on Channel 5, Radio Bahia and Love FM at 8 p.m. Or catch the show online on Facebook or YouTube. All you have to do is log in and search for Belize Mega Bingo. So don't miss your chance to be the next jackpot winner. All that mega cash can be yours. Remember, Mega Bingo is the game. And have a Merry Christmas.
As you reflect on love and life during the Christmas season, think about this. On average, almost 70 Belizean sons, brothers, and fathers crash and die on our highways every year. Unsafe drivers also take the lives of innocent passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists. Now our young men are dying in motorcycle crashes. The top two reasons by far for all these deaths are negligence and loss of control. Join the Department of Transport, the Police Department, and the Road Safety Project this Christmas season in showing that you care about your passengers and other vulnerable road users on the highways. Drive a little slower. Drive with more attention and focus on safety. Be prepared for more traffic checkpoints as we work to reduce speed and eliminate drunk driving, making our roadways safer. This Christmas season, give the gift of life and make Belize feel the love. A message from the Second Road Safety Project.
Following the COVID-19 vaccination, some people may experience side effects such as soreness at the injection site, chills, nausea, body aches, or a fever. But these symptoms go away after a few days. These side effects are a result of your immune system responding to the vaccine and are not a sign that you are sick with COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccines will not give you COVID. When you receive your vaccine, the health worker will advise you what to take if you are experiencing any of these side effects. Remember, these mild side effects cannot compare to you not being able to share memorable moments with your family and friends if you fall gravely ill from COVID. Vaccines bring us closer.
The ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this Smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, Belize. Vaccination saves lives.
Does Christmas mean for you? You'd find that for many persons, the spirit of the season holds a special place for various reasons, but often it's about spending time with family and friends. The celebration, however, surrounds the birth of Christ. Bishop Philip Wright of the Anglican Diocese spoke to News 5 via Zoom today about the true meaning of Christmas.
What we commemorate and what we celebrate at Christmas time is what Christians believe to be the greatest event in human history, when God chose to come to earth and live a fully and authentic human life, and by so doing has left us an example of how we ought to live with each other. And so I believe really that all of us, when we celebrate Christmas, when we gather with family and friends, when we share gifts, share meals, and just have a good time, I believe the hope is that we will all do that mindful of what we are celebrating, that we are celebrating perhaps the most important event in all of human history. And thanks be to God that human history has never been the same as a result of this event.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there will be a mix of church services. For example, St. Martin's Parish will be convening its services at the Swift Hall in Belize City to accommodate 150 persons. Elsewhere within the Anglican Diocese in Belize, there will be both virtual and in-person congregations as churchgoers will celebrate the birth of Christ over the weekend.
COVID-19 reality has forced us to trim down everything. But yes, people will be gathering as of tonight and tomorrow and Sunday. It's one of those unique years where you get back to back to back. And I think this message of hope and so on will also be a part of the gatherings all over the country and certainly all over the world. I will speak specifically to St. John's Cathedral, which might be the familiar one for many. They will have their midnight service. It's not midnight anymore, but their Christmas Eve service at 8 this evening, and tomorrow's Christmas Day service at 9 a.m. And then on Sunday, Boxing Day, they will be regularly 6:30 and 8:30 a.m. And if I may share with you this final quote as part of my own Christmas message, and I thought maybe it's just a nice way to round it off, and I'll just quote what I wrote. It says, the core message of the Christmas season is really a simple one. We are called to love, value, and respect the other, who also bears the image of the incarnate God in the same way we do. The command to love does not come with conditions. The commitment to care does not require we first determine if the person qualifies by our standards or belongs to our tribal construct. The commission to share this good news and make the world a better place has no exceptions, none whatsoever. We are equal in God's eyes, and that, my sisters and brothers, is none negotiable.
Many people have been doing their last-minute shopping to make the Christmas holidays just right. The hustle and bustle downtown Belize City is one of the highlights of the season. And we went out to get some greetings from shoppers to their loved ones and you at home. Here are some compliments of the Christmas season.
I want to send Merry Christmas to my mom, Arlene, my dad, Ewart, my baby, my niece, my cousin, my aunt, my uncle, everybody. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
My biggest joy is because my two sons from down south, they come with me and their families. So that's my joy. I thank God that everybody's still alive in this pandemic. So a Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, that was going to be who I want to send greetings to.
So all of my family in City River, they always watch News 5. And then to everybody in the whole country where they try to make a difference in a positive way.
To everybody, and my family, my mom, my dad, my kids, loving them, and all Belizeans, so enough love.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah? Where? In the city? Where? From where we are? Santa Cruz?
Santa Cruz. We're from Santa Cruz, Sand Creek District.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and merry and safe Christmas. Good night.
As you reflect on love and life during the Christmas season, think about this. On average, almost 70 Belizean sons, brothers, and fathers crash and die on our highways every year. Unsafe drivers also take the lives of innocent passengers, pedestrians, and cyclists. Now our young men are dying in motorcycle crashes. The top two reasons by far for all these deaths are negligence and loss of control. Join the Department of Transport, the Police Department, and the Road Safety Project this Christmas season in showing that you care about your passengers and other vulnerable road users on the highways. Drive a little slower. Drive with more attention and focus on safety. Be prepared for more traffic checkpoints as we work to reduce speed and eliminate drunk driving, making our roadways safer. This Christmas season, give the gift of life and make Belize feel the love. A message from the Second Road Safety Project.
2021 was filled with highs and lows. A second year of pandemic life with vaccinations and variants. More tragic deaths due to crime, multiple protests, political drama, environmental milestones, and Belizeans excelling. Before we ring in 2022, we'll take you back to some of the biggest stories of the past 12 months. Join our news team on New Year's Eve for News 5's Year in Review. From headline stories, historical moments, and even the most buzzed about topics on our social media, we'll give you a complete rundown as the year comes to a close. Make News 5's 2021 in Review a part of your New Year's celebration. Tune in on December 31st at 8 p.m. right here on Channel 5 and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 5 Caribbean Media Awards for 2019 and 2020. Best Television News Item, Best Responsible Coverage of Children's Issues, Best Health Education Journalism, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with special mention by the jury in the Best Television News Item category.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure.
Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.